Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to another episode of What Would Brev Do? This is the series where we play an entire ranked game from start to finish, and I talk about what's going on in my head the entire time. Here is the lineup that we're rocking with in this one. A bunch of new faces except for Mullins, a ton of cards that I have wanted to try out so far, and of course we picked up Andre Dawson finally to put him in right field. I still don't have Anthony Rizzo because I still need to get PXP with Dawson here, but this will be my first gameplay with Dawson, so that's pretty exciting. You can see how the lineup's structured over here, and we are trying out Wade Boggs as well, who has been pretty decent for me. On the mound, I'm going to be using this 90 Bob Gibson, if nothing else, just because I haven't used him in ranked yet, and I want to try a new face there, so I just kind of picked a random pitcher. I'm kind of in the mood to just try a bunch of new cards all the time right now, so I figured Bob Gibson would be the play. If you missed it, we are at 850 rating, so assuming we win out and restrict our matchmaking this close, we're 3 wins away from World Series, which is pretty cool. If you didn't know, I think I talked about it in a previous video, but the way I'm restricting my matchmaking is I just tap left on the D-pad, and that kind of holds it within this range, 782 to 917. So that's kind of helpful. I like doing that just because I match with people that are closer to my rating, so I win more points if I win in general. And yeah, it's pretty late at night on a weekday, so I was just about to say I don't know if we'll find anybody, but looks like we did, so that's a good news. This rank season has been a lot better for me so far. I'm probably jinxing myself, but kind of struggled a bit first rank season, but kind of been cruising so far in this one, so hopefully we can keep that going. Very excited to try Dawson as well. I've heard some people say they don't really like him this year because he's balanced as far as his swing tendency. But I've liked him in years past, and I typically do fine with balanced cards, so we'll see what happens. Can't see it because my face cam, but we are taking on a parallel for Casey Mize. And we are the home team. I don't know how to feel about this Gibson. He did pretty good in the last event for me, but events are events. We'll see how his par sizes are on Hall of Fame here. I expect him to be pretty big, especially on the slider, which is his best pitch. If I'm wild with that pitch, we're going to have a hard time on the mound, I think. He's got Trey Turner leading off, too. I never know if people bunt first with Trey Turner, too. I try to look at average OPS, so he's got almost 1,000 OPS and hitting 339. So I assume he probably doesn't bunt with Trey based on that. Sometimes if you see something like 280 average, 560 OPS or something, I don't know, maybe not that exaggerated, but a pretty low OPS compared to the average, that's kind of a tip-off sometimes that they like to drag bunt, in which case I would set up my bunt defense. All right, so Bob Gibson, classic fireball pitcher. Best pitch is his slider for sure. Any pitcher that throws his slider really hard, it's typically their best pitch. So we will try to feature the slider a lot with Gibson. I'm just going to bury one here just to see, since I've thrown 2 strikes so far. That was a little bit too low. Let's try a front door slider low and in. But yeah, the fast sliders are great, especially pitching to lefties, because you can throw them inside and they're a lot harder to square up. See if we can get him to chase outside now with the same slider. Beautiful pitch. I don't have any clue how that was fouled off. How is he very early? 6 inches outside and hits the ball. All right, at least we got an out. I was about to say, here comes the leadoff solo shot. That's one of the most ridiculous foul balls I've ever seen. Good start from Bob, though. You can see we went inside with the sinker after he was very early there. That's kind of anticipatory, expecting him to slow his bat down a bit since that swing was so out in front. And so we try to take a step ahead and hit him with the hard stuff inside. He did manage to get Jock against a righty, so that is a W for him. Platooning Jock Peterson at first base has been a pretty common tactic I've seen from people recently. The card is just so insane versus righties. I think it's pretty good overall. I think I'm going to try to throw that again, but closer to the plate. I don't know. I didn't get a read on if he really wanted to swing or not. Nice. We got him to chase again, so First at bat, we didn't get him to chase much. That at bat, we got him to chase twice. So we'll keep in mind. I'm sure he'll be making adjustments, but that's a good sign that he's not just a robot at the plate so far. Not knocking him, but when you get people to chase, especially with 2 strikes, that always makes you feel good. He's hitting 600 with Trout. That does not make me feel good. I don't know where to pitch Trout ever. I have no advice. If I pitch him inside, he turns on it for a bomb. If I pitch him outside, he swings early and pulls it for a bomb. He's probably going to get upgraded next roster update even more. I have no answers. Alright, I think I go down and in sinker here and just hope that if he's early on it, he's over the top. And I was wrong. He was not over the top. Luckily, he slightly missed that or got screwed. Can't tell which one. And we go 1-2-3 with Bob. So that is a good start. Definitely a little scary throwing Bob Gibson out there because I don't know what to expect. But so far, his control has been fine. His par size has been pretty reasonable for what I was expecting. So as long as he can put the ball kind of close to where I want to put it, we should be okay. Facing Casey Mize, pretty standard stuff. You're going to see a lot of sinkers, sliders, and splitters. Definitely a big bummer this card doesn't have a slurve anymore. They gave him a standard curveball this year, which sucks. Would be a lot better with a slurve, I think. But in general, we're going to try to make sure we are having a fast bat on sinkers inside here, and then trying also not to roll over on off-speed away. Like that. That was a great sequence from him. That third pitch, the pitch that went from 1-1 to 1-2, the sinker, was a great pitch to swing at, but wasn't really expecting it. So we roll over on the splitter in a 1-2 count and kind of throw that at bat away. But that's okay. We trying to get a feel for our opponent's sequencing and such. For those of you wondering, because I know I'm going to get this comment, the reason I'm anchoring outside has been covered in a video that I did on what I think the best anchors are and how to use it most effectively, and that video's in the description, so check that out if you would like. Just saw another cookie 1-1, and I was talking, so I didn't swing. 1-1's going to be a count we need to focus on, I think. We get a pretty lucky, cheap slappy boy hit there from Boggs. And this is a pretty common spot, especially with Dawson up, where we might get a sinker inside. So I'm just going to sit low and in here. This is a very common pitch. Oh, I was too late. That might be the worst swing I've taken in a week, and I knew what pitch was coming. Feels bad. But there's just a lot of factors as why he might want to pitch me inside here. We squared up that slider away and hit into a double play, unfortunately. Good swing from Dawson. So the factors were, again, you know, Dawson's a guy that crowds the plate and is a balanced hitter, so typically guys like him, Mays, in general, people just like pitching them inside, and he obviously was in a double play spot there too, so that's another factor why he may try to throw a sinker in. We were just late on it, and then we did square up a slider away and still hit into a double play, so that feels real bad. So far, Gibson's control on his changeup doesn't seem too hot. I think that's going to be a bit of a dangerous pitch for us. Which is kind of unfortunate because that leaves us with 3.5 pitches if you count the curveball. We'll probably still try to throw the changeup. We just got to be careful about where. I probably can't throw it belt high away as much as I'd throw that pitch with other pitchers. Let's try to bury one here, see if we can get him to chase again. Kind of learning Gibson on the fly here. That was below the zone, but cranked for a single, unfortunately. Valiant effort from Ty France at first base.
Here's Adley Rutschman. He's got the power, but great contact skills.
And obviously now here's the spot where we would want to double play, so that's why we're going first pitch sinker. Let's try to feature the hard stuff in general this at bat since we haven't really so far. And now we'll go slider in off the plate. Just tunnel that perfectly just to see if he chases. Did not get it inside enough. Missed our spot there, got lucky. That caught way too much of the plate. But definitely trying to tunnel off that fastball that we painted. And Rizzo up now. I'm going to try, let's see if he's a little over anxious here. chases this sinker first pitch.
That one's in there, 0-1.
I keep accidentally leaving these in the zone, dude. It is not good. I might have spoke too soon about Gibson's control. These sliders inside the lefties are working wonders, though. Again, when a guy throws a slider hard like Gibson, you will see this from a lot of cards, actually. Like DeGrom's one of them. Kershaw, when he gets his 99, typically his slider's really hard. It's just their best pitch because it's so hard. It's like their best pitch versus lefties because it's so hard to actually like turn on it with good timing and not be late, if that makes sense. All right, 0-2 to Dawson. We will try to throw the sinker in. That was way too far inside, so he didn't chase. We'll go up and in here. I do like pitching guys like Dawson inside as well. I think that's kind of the way he gets pitched in general for a reason. We were able to get a solid pop out there. 2 pop outs to end the inning. So Gibson gives up the single, but overall pretty good. And we will try to get on base with David Justice leading off here. First pitch split. I don't think he's done that yet, actually. So good job. That looks like an insane take, but this is something I've talked about before. I'm actually going to focus up because I'm going to get another cookie 1-1 probably. That wasn't a cookie, but I did focus up. This is Juan Soto in left field as well, so we should be safe at second base. We'll see. He did hit the cutoff as well, which helped us out. Important to take note of who your opponent's outfielders are. So since that is Soto, probably sinker inside here as well, just as a note. Good mix up. Since that was Soto, that allowed us to take the risk to go to second base there. If it was somebody with an arm, we would have stayed at first. Pretty good job by Story there, moving the runner over. We get lucky with an error at first base as well, but that's what we're trying to do there, go the other way, move the runner up. So this is a great inning for us so far. A bit unlucky from our opponent. And now we got our boy Cedric up in a big spot. See if he goes first pitch split again. He's done it 2 batters in a row this inning. Was a sinker away. I think I had good timing on that. That might have been a double down the line if I didn't check. Unfortunate. And I do think I'm sitting splitter here. It's been the pitch he's been most reliant on so far. So again, that looks like a good take, but it's just not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for splitter. And we get it. Did we get all of it, though? Dang. Wow. That's an insane animation, by the way, too. I can't believe that was even close at the plate. Well, we did what we wanted. We were just on top of the ball a little bit with our PCI, which is a big bummer. That was a splitter right there, and we just missed. But we had the good timing. Could have been worse. We did get the sac fly, so just didn't execute mechanically there. But we got the pitch we were looking for, and the approach helped us out there. Ty France in the gap now. That gets down. It did get down. Dude, I'm so confused. He trapped it, I guess. I forgot dives are insane. I could have got doubled up easily there. I need to be hyper-aggressive in this bat as well. This is a lot going on. Luckily, we got an RBI single. Okay, so why do I need to be aggressive? I got to pause the game. I'm talking a million miles a minute, dude. Okay. Dawson could have doubled me up. I forgot dives are insane, so I probably shouldn't have sent the guy right away. There's that. Also, the reason I need to be hyper-aggressive in that Ryne Sandberg at bat just now and why I swung first pitch. So I've got runners on first and third with 1 out and my 8-hole hitter up. So all things considered, our opponent has some options. If I make an out with Sandberg, the inning's basically over because my pitcher's spot is up next. But our opponent also has the opportunity to pitch around us, get to Gibson with 1 out, and then that would leave us with our leadoff hitter with 2 outs, which essentially prevents us from getting a run home with an out because we have 2 outs. So I really like being hyper aggressive there because it allows me to, like, you know, put myself in a position to like hit a sac fly and get the run home. Since I do have the runner at third base, I just, with the pitcher on deck, I'm kind of vulnerable, and I want to make sure I maximize that Ryne Sandberg at bat. So even though we chased a little bit there, still good to be aggressive there, just trying to get that runner in from third base, even if it's with an out. With the runner on first, a ground ball is not going to do it, but a fly ball could have done it as well. We're going to strike out on purpose with our pitcher here. Sac bunts don't work for me. I've given up on trying. And instead of hitting into a double play by swinging away, we're just going to give up the out and let our leadoff hitter take a hack with 2 outs here, who is Taylor Ward. So that's a point of contention. A lot of viewers have said, you know, a lot of people don't think that striking out with your pitcher is the right play, which is definitely up for debate. Like, you could steal bunt and stuff, but it just doesn't work for me. I'm tired of bunting into double plays, so I'd rather feel like I have control of the situation and just let my leadoff hitter hit. I think I'm sitting splitter again here. It's really been like his go-to pitch. So 3-1, we'll be looking for it. It was a 4-seam, so 3-2, force outs in play. We send the runners. No downside. And we'll see what we get for a pitch. Probably something hard, actually. I was completely wrong. It was a front door curveball, one of the best curveballs I've ever seen. And we poke it up the middle and get lucky. And because we did send the runners, which was the proper play, we were able to get the run in. So a lot of good fundamentals going on here, even though we're kind of taking bad swings and getting lucky. We're still scoring because we're making the right plays. Mound visit from him to get the confidence up. Good play. And that's crushed to shortstop. Unfortunate, especially with 2 runners on. But I guess it makes up for the fact that we got kind of a cheap RBI single the at-bat before. And we are up 3-0. Beautiful stuff. Back to work on the mound here with Gibson. Again, featuring the slider a lot. Featuring the sinker a lot. And it'll be interesting to see if our opponent decides to pinch hit here. Things are maybe getting out of hand fast. I don't know if he's close to World Series. If he is close to World Series, he may want to pinch hit. Just because he kind of needs to take the game back a little bit. And he is going to go ahead and do it. So this is the point where we start tracking our opponent's bench. This is especially important when your opponent makes early pinch hits or bench moves. Just make sure you're tracking it, because you can catch them in situations later on where they like only have righties or only have lefties on the bench, and then you could have an advantageous bullpen arm situation because of that. So looking at his bench, he's used Devers now. So he's got Matthews, Reynolds, Crone, and Story left. So we will keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot more important as we move on later into the game. But if you forget who he pinch hit with in the third, you may forget who he has left later on, because Devers will show up on the bench screen later. So I try to definitely be conscious and make a note of that when it happens. That is destroyed. I think that was in off the plate too. That's basically exactly where I wanted that pitch. So a bit unfortunate for us. Great swing by him. Tip your cap, move on. That's literally exactly where I wanted that pitch to be. So sometimes people are good at this game. Back to work here. That was also a curve, which I haven't thrown much, so it makes me extra surprised that he squared that up so well. It makes me a little bit more encouraged to throw a lot more sliders than I have been. It's just tough because you don't really want to overthrow stuff as well. Your opponent's very capable of making adjustments. Dang, another pitch off the plate for a single. Whew. He was so early on that. He was so ready for that sinker, and I was about to say I think I've done this pitch a little bit too much. That's maybe the third or fourth at bat against a lefty that I've thrown a belt high sinker away first pitch. He knew it was coming. That was pretty lucky that that was a pop out. So against lefties, we might try to go inside with the hard stuff next time, maybe. I'm actually going to challenge him here. It'd be pretty obvious if I went off speed away. Nice. Okay, so we kind of had an ebb and flow there. This is something that happens when I'm hitting too. So I threw a sinker inside and he pulled it foul. So that tells me he's super ready for the sinker. Obviously, he wasn't fooled by the pitch at all. He was on it. He just was too early even. So typically, the next pitch would want to be off speed because your opponent just told you they were ready for the sinker. You want to counter. I tried to be a little bit ahead of him. He was trying to be ahead of me. So he slowed his bat down looking for off speed, and we countered with a four-seam up and in and got a pop out. All right, Adam Ottavino. This is a card that it's pretty important to be patient, especially right on right. You don't really want to swing at cutters and sliders away early in the count, even if you feel like you can hit them. For some reason, they just don't get hit hard. And I think the pars are decently big enough where sometimes it'll be just off the plate and you think it's a strike, but it's actually a ball. And that makes it even harder to square up. So try to be really patient against Ottavino, mostly on glove side pitches. Obviously, I'll swing at them with 2 strikes, but early in the count, I don't really like them that much. Dawson down the line. I think we beat this out at least. Beautiful, perfect liner for a single. They called that an error? No way. It's probably a hit. Yeah, they called it a hit. All right, left on right's a bit of a different story. So I actually, it's hard. Same thing, glove side, it's a little bit harder against Ottavino. I try to lay off, unless I feel like it stays in the zone. So there's kind of like a tunnel that starts like here, where it would still be a strike, but if it starts like here, it's going to be a ball, right? See how that tunnels, you know, right about here, and it goes off the plate, whereas if it tunnels here, it's going to stay in. Bit of an advanced stuff, kind of hard to see on the fly, but now that we got 2 strikes, we got to be extra careful on pitches off the plate there. And we crushed that high changeup up the middle for another double play. I've hit into literally so many double plays lately, man. That's a pitch I've seen a lot of people throw, too. I don't really know why that's so popular, high changeups with Ottavino. But that's definitely not the first. This isn't the first person that has thrown that in a 2-strike count. Maybe someone knows something that I don't. But that ball should have been crushed. We actually swung over the top of it and hit it 111 straight into the dirt, unfortunately. Anyway, back to our approach here. Being very careful with the glove side stuff running away from us. Good 2-seam there, coming back into the zone. I imagine he goes away now. Ooh, good pitch. Completely fooled, hasn't elevated once. So good pitch by him. He got us there. And he's definitely got the momentum right now for sure. We need to get the bats going a little bit more. You know, he got that big home run with Devers off the bench. The pinch hit so far has worked out really well. He got a scoreless inning out of the reliever he brought in. So we need a shutdown inning from Bob here, and then we need to get the bats going. All right, same thing here. He just pulled a fastball foul, so typically I would go off speed again, but I'm going to hesitate a little bit. We're going to go right back to the same pitch. And he has adjusted now, I believe. Do I triple up? No, it's a little disrespectful. We'll try to see if he chases the slider. He probably won't. Ooh, he did. Okay, so he was very aggressive there. Maybe he thought I was going to challenge him again. I did actually think about it. I need to stop throwing this pitch versus lefties. Thank God he took that. He's been taking until 1 strike quite a bit, actually, the last couple innings. Maybe he feels like he's not seeing the ball very well. Usually when people start obviously taking at least 1 strike, it means they don't have a lot of confidence up there. Got to be careful with just hosing one first pitch, too, though. Never know when he's going to get off of that. Again, working the stuff inside. Man, hard sliders are so good versus lefties. If you guys have seen my Kershaw stuff in the past. Just a great pitch type to have, as I immediately give up a bomb talking about it. I wanted that higher and possibly more inside, but good adjustment by him, and I definitely probably overthrew it there. Couple of solo shots, though. This is a pretty obvious spot to go inside sinker, so we're going to stay away just in case he's ready. His opponent seems pretty on top of it. We'll go to the sinker now, though. See if he's still taking 1 strike. Seems like he is. Try to sneak a fastball here. Just make this 2-1. Okay. Let's go sinker inside again now. Hopefully he doesn't turn and burn. He was late. Nice. So yeah, pitching inside to Dawson right on right is a good strategy. It's just exactly why when I'm hitting with him, I try to be conscious of it and speed my bat up a lot. But all of a sudden, middle of the fourth, we're only up by 1, even though we've been hitting super well. Feel like we've been pitching super well too. But sometimes it goes like this. Our opponent's playing really well. And this is also a spot where we could even consider pinch hitting here, depending on how this inning goes.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
2-0 with Mullins. I think I'm just taking this. Depends what he throws. If it's something straight like a 2-seam, I might swing. All right, 3-0. Definitely taken here. Leadoff walk with speed would be huge. Good pitch by him. I think I'm looking for hanging slider here. And he did walk us. Inside changeup. Beautiful. So that's big, and we are going to get the bullpen up here. Our bullpen's fully rested, which is an advantage for us. I think we want to go righty. Just because Seager has even splits, then we'll get pinch hitter. Then we'll get Trey Turner, who's way better versus lefties, so we want a righty versus him. Also, if we go righty out of the bullpen, he's more inclined to pinch hit with a lefty, which would be his second lefty, which would be his last one. So we can get a bit of a bench advantage by kind of forcing him into using a lefty there. What righty do I want to use? Probably someone who we would be willing to get 2 innings out of. So I think we go Ottavino ourselves here. Between Ottavino and Cishek. Could be Bob Gibson as well if we hit into another double play and pitcher spot doesn't get up. But just thinking ahead.
And fouled off.
I just pitch is so scary, especially with the double play being a factor. That's a great pitch from him. I almost took the bait again. That's him trying to exploit a weakness he saw last inning. Good stuff. And he went 2-seamer in, which we were not ready for. I'm just hitting so passively because I'm scared of double plays. Like, I actually don't want to swing at anything outside, but then I'm also late on the stuff inside. Just kind of lost here. Ottavino's got me messed up. We could try to steal as well. He's pretty slow to the plate. Definitely risky, though, obviously.
Mullins, the base runner at first with 1 out.
All right. He threw a changeup. That's apparently the only pitch we can hit off Ottavino. And now we absolutely pinch hit here. This is a massive spot. We also go with a switch hitter because it makes his bullpen decision a lot more difficult. Like, if we went with Soto, he's obviously going to go lefty because Ottavino's been in the game for a long time. So we'll go Josh Bell. This is our best pinch hitter here. He's a switch hitter, but it's better versus righties. So our opponent's slightly encouraged to make a move, but if he does, we still have the handedness advantage. So this is a huge spot. Definitely go Josh Bell here. And he is going to stick with Ottavino, so this is a great matchup for us. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Got to be very careful swinging at stuff in off the plate, as I've been talking about. Definitely don't want anything to do with those pitches. Those are double plays waiting to happen. 2-0 here. Does he go changeup just to get me over? Backdoor cutter, that's a great pitch. I think I am sitting changeup here, actually. I just decided. Slider low, 3-1. Man, this is a huge spot. Wasn't really where I wanted it. What does he throw here? He went fastball in, and Josh Bell comes through. Gigantic pinch hit. We've honestly played this game absolutely perfectly as a manager. Like, so many amazing decisions. Like, I think almost every run we've scored has been the product of some fundamental baseball decision. Like, this is just a clinic. Like, I'm not even... Mechanically, I've actually been hitting pretty poorly. Like, even that Josh Bell was not center PCI. But we're just putting ourselves in the right spot to have success, and we're doing the little things right. As Taylor Ward pokes it through the right side. And I imagine he's got to make a move here bullpen-wise. Probably goes lefty, but we have Dawson Justice behind. So, assuming Wade Boggs doesn't hit into a double play, we're actually sitting real pretty. We got Dawson, and then Justice has reverse splits. Good speed on first. This could be a huge inning for us, but we need to stay out of the double play. Hitting against John Franco, especially left on left, you're going to see tons of screwballs, tons of sinkers. We're trying basically not to swing at a sinker here, I think. Again, double play being a factor. I think I'm looking for a hanging screwball or maybe a slider here. Sometimes people throw those left on left. 3 screwballs in a row. Now this is a really tough spot. He could go like inside with a sinker and we're basically forced to swing. That was a very generous pitch by him. Wish I would have put that in play. Typical sequence would now be sinker in. Whew. I don't know why I keep wanting to swing at that. Good on him for trying it. Yeah. That's tough. I don't know. I didn't want to be early on it or over the top. Like, I want to have Dawson have a shot here. Bad at bat, though, from us for sure. Now I think we're looking for sinkers or screwballs over the plate. He's just throwing them for absolute dots, though, right now. Great pitching, man. Gotta lay off sliders in now. That's the one thing I'm worried about. We'll see what he throws. Dot. Got me thinking about the slider in off the plate and painted me. Good stuff. People don't really throw four seams with Franco very much, so his sequencing was very smart there. Good thing we came through on the Josh Bell pinch hit. Otherwise, we'd be in a much worse spot. So now we got our Ottavino, hopefully for a couple innings. We'll see what happens. And again, we went righty here to kind of force his hand on the pinch hit that's coming up, and also to have a righty against Trey Turner, who is due up third. Pitching with Ottavino for me, I throw his two-seam all the time. I think it's his best pitch. Two-seamers obviously aren't affected by the par changes this year. You can throw them high with no par penalty. I think that's a massive deal, especially for a guy like Ottavino, who gets a lot of perceived velocity from his two-seam fastball. Just because of his arm angle and the way he comes to the plate. That's destroyed. Dawson might get there, though. Beautiful. That was crushed. Nothing to say. We will not be throwing him another backdoor cutter. That's what I'll say. Great swing. So he's got a tough call. He can go righty and kind of eat this at bat. He can go switch hitters to save the lefty, or he can burn his last lefty. We'll see what he does. He could technically also leave Franco in because I did so bad against him, but it wouldn't be great for his offense, obviously. Okay, so he did go Eddie Matthews. So this is why we want to track our opponent's bench. So he no longer has any lefties. He's got one switch to right. His switch hitter is Brian Reynolds, though, so better against righties, so technically a lefty, if you want to think about it that way. So we're not completely out of the woods yet in terms of just firing a right-handed relief pitcher in there, but it's something to think about. Can't get him to chase these sliders. Let's try to bury a changeup. He was chasing these on Gibson. He did chase. Hit it up the middle, though. Dang. Can't get people out on that pitch this year, man. The PCI just goes too far low. It's tough. We'll go back to our trusty two-seam. Great spot for it. Gonna kind of try to work the cutters and stuff away as well too. Try to get him to roll over on the pitches that I was trying to stay away from as a hitter. This is kind of a weird dynamic when you and your opponent use the same pitchers. He just sit back on that one really well. Don't know why I lost the ability to talk this inning. I apologize. Let's try to throw this down and in two-seam, maybe get a double play ball here. He was able to elevate it. Good swing. Late side of good, I think. We will take the lazy fly out, though. He's honestly hitting really well this inning.
Jack Peterson.
And Jock's pretty scary here.
Number 23, Jock.
I think he has... Who does he have on deck here?
And that's ball
Because I'm up 4. Oh, it's Trout.
1.
If it was someone worse than Trout, I was legitimately thinking about pitching around Jock and maybe walking him here. But Trout's even worse, so
Leads off first with 2 down to the inning.
we will come after Jock. We kind of had the leverage to pitch around a guy here if we wanted to, being up 4. But we are just going to try to not walk him. All right, I think I can catch him front door 2-seam here? I think he's probably going to be ready, but I want to try.
Next pitch
It's too far inside.
3-2 now.
All right, we're not throwing a backdoor cutter for sure. We'll just run the 2-seam away. This is kind of a give-up pitch, but I don't want to walk him anymore.
Fouled off again. And it remains 3-2.
Changeup has a bit too big of a par for me to want to go to it here, so we'll go cutter up and in. Hopefully he doesn't hit it out.
And a foul ball.
Great swings by him. And we'll go back to the 2-seam outside.
3-2 now.
And it's destroyed for a home run. Good inning by him, man. He is crushing the ball. Making it a game still. Ottavino's in the yellow energy already. Good swing. I didn't know what to throw there. That caught a little bit too much of the plate, obviously. That was basically middle. Unfortunate. Got to get another arm up here. We'll go Clase and Wagner since they're the guys I probably want to use the least this game. So if they need to come in for 1 out, they're the guys I want.
Swing and a miss. And it's a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
Could mound visit here too. Probably should.
Now it's 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Next one.
Oh, you got to give me that. Come on, dude. Ugh. This is tough, man. Oh, he bounced over the top. Story? Thought he was going to beat that out for a sec. All right, good comeback inning from our opponent there. Cuts it to a 2-run lead again. 37 minutes in, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Why is this game taking so long? That's kind of crazy. For our pen, we'll want to get up Cishek and I think Chapman here. Although maybe not Cishek. We probably don't want another sinker baller coming in.
Back here at the ballpark, we head to the bottom
Since we
of the
just
fifth.
threw on Avino.
Real power at the plate. David
The left
Justice.
fielder,
Well, we're going lefty for sure, so we'll just get Chapman up and I guess keep Clase up. All right, hitting against Chapman, people are either going to spam off speed or they're going to throw a ton of fastballs and challenge you.
Good fastball there.
There's really not a lot of mixing and matching, I find, so
Make that hitter's
we'll
feet
see what he does.
uncomfortable. And
I'm late on a splitter that was right there. Ugh,
Moving under it.
bad swing. I kind of decided really late to swing at that, but it was just such a juicy looking pitch. Overall terrible at bat from us,
He's a guy who does it
which is not good because we need good at bats right now. He's kind of clawing his way back in this one.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. Is there a little wrinkle to that? I think there was.
yeah, little slider action.
Next one
2-0?
plate inside. Now
I think I just look for hanging off speed here. I don't really want any part of a fastball.
Next offering upstairs.
Same deal. Inclined to hard take here, but with Mullins on deck, it's kind of awkward.
One down, base is empty. And that's in for a
Good
strike.
pitch. Still looking for hanging off speed. Splitters and sliders. We'll take a fastball right down the middle here if he throws it. Hung the splitter and I missed. Dang. Now we'll see if he challenges this 3-2, the fastball.
Stays
Kind of seemed
alive.
like he was setting me up for that. Could go down and in fastball too. He caught us with that with Franco. It's hard for me to turn on it though. I don't want to swing at a slider at my feet.
Here comes a 3-2. Swing and a
Great
miss,
pitch.
and he got him.
Woo.
And there's 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty.
That is just close enough for me to want to swing and just far enough for me to do nothing with it. What a pitch. Bad inning from us. We did get the hanging split as well, but slung over the top. It's kind of what we were looking for the whole inning. We saw it a couple times. We saw it with Story, fouled it off. Saw it with Mullins, grounded out. But overall, not a great inning. We go Chapman now. Hopefully we go 1, 2, 3. Because if we end up getting to his pitcher spot this inning, it's going to be a very easy pinch hit for him, considering he has 2 righties on the bench still. He could also make a move for Freeman here, but it's kind of risky. Either Freeman or Rizzo. But I don't know if he wants to burn his 3rd bench bat. We'll see what he does. He's going to stick with Freddie at least.
That's in for a strike.
Some guys are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Beautiful. I actually really like throwing 2 seams with this Chapman card. You can see he got me to chase on one. And for some reason, it like moves just enough and is just slower slightly enough that you can get a lot of weak contact with it. I think the 2-seamer in general is just a lot better this year than it has been in years past. Alright, he is kind of not seeing the ball well here. He takes a step out of the box, yeah. He's really not seeing it well, which makes me think I should throw another off-speed pitch. Let's bury his splitter here. Yeah, he's not seeing it. Taylor Ward can't make the block, though. That's what we get for having bronze defense at catcher, I guess. That sucks a lot. Now this inning's getting really dicey, especially since Rizzo's already tagged us once. Last sequence of this, I went 2-seam, 2nd pitch, so we'll double up on the split. Our opponent really wants it. Ugh. I should probably challenge him up and in, but we'll go down. We'll go like a 11 pi over 6. See what he does. He was late. Justice isn't going to get there, unfortunately.
And no one can get to it. It's a foul ball.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't.
Ooh, got him hacking way early.
And there are 2 outs.
The right fielder, number 10.
The right fielder,
Dawson. Dawson tying run. Seager on deck. Going Class A here isn't awful. I'm going to stick with Chapman just because he's hit him so poorly this inning. But this is definitely sketch. Oh my god. Almost got immediately punished. He must have been just under that. Woo. That might have been a managerial mistake. That might have been the first one. I don't know. That was actually a tough call. Because if Dawson gets on base, then I got Clase versus Seager, which is not fun. We go Cishek next inning. Again, we're trying to force his hand with the pinch hitters here, so this is why tracking his bench is so good. So we want to go righty. We'll go with the sinker baller since we just threw Chapman, who is more of a 4-seam slider guy. And he's probably going to have to use Reynolds, which is going to burn him out of everyone that can hit from the left side. And then next pinch hit, around the 9th inning, or 8th, we're going to have an advantage because he's only going to have righties. Unless he wants to burn a righty next inning, which would kind of be big brain. Alright, again, looking for hanging off speed here early in the count. That's a fine take. It just wasn't what we're looking for.
else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street.
Whew.
Probably not going to see a better
Does he go outside two seam again?
And now the lefty.
Outside split, and we're off of it.
That's back.
Dang.
Pulls it in.
Mechanics aren't there this game for sure. We've gotten a lot of runs on other things, fundamentals,
So digging in, Ryne
The
Sandberg.
batter, the second baseman,
but we probably need to start squaring balls up
Sandberg.
if we don't want to choke this game away here.
Next offering is down low. And the
Sandberg's
count
2
is
for 2.
1-1.
That's surprising. I've kind of been struggling with this card so far.
And a foul ball.
Can't
third
believe I
base
pulled that
side.
foul. Ugh. That was a missed opportunity.
And foul ball.
Interesting double up there. I wonder if he's doing the same thing I did earlier in the game.
Next pitch is outside.
All right, we made the adjustment. Not swinging at that one this time.
Take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
That's crushed to center. A little bit off of it with my PCI, and we line out. This is a tough call here.
Out number 2.
2 outs, nobody on. He's got Seager. I think the right play, actually the more I think about it, the right play absolutely is to leave Chapman in, and I'll explain why. So we're already up 2. I don't have a lot of upside to pinch hitting here. Like, maybe I have a 2-out rally, maybe I hit a solo shot, but that's like best case scenario. Pitching wise, next inning, we're facing Seager and then a pinch hitter.
Next pitch inside.
If I have Chapman on the mound when he pinch hits, he's gonna burn a righty, and then I counter with my righty, and then he either has to hit right on right or burn another bench bat.
And a foul
So I think
ball
it's good,
misses the
especially
line.
since we're up. If it was tied, it'd be a different story, and obviously if we were losing, we'd basically be forced to pinch hit, but I think it's fine.
Pitch is outside.
I think it's good to leave Chapman in, actually.
Really hard at times for pitchers to throw the ball right down the middle. They're so
You get
used
the
to
one
throwing
left on
the
left
edges,
matchup,
they
and
have a
then
guy up like
get to
that.
play bench bad games a little bit.
Now the throw to first on the run. And that's that.
This game is coming down to the wire here, dude. And then obviously we'll go righty.
Welcome
When
back.
Trey Turner gets up,
Top of the 7th, so now it's Corey Seager.
Leading off for
or
your
with the pinch hitter.
the shortstop.
So I'm never bringing another lefty in here in the next 3 batters, so we'll actually get Clase up with Cishek. And we'll see how the inning goes. Clase is a guy I want to throw if there's like already 2 outs and I just want to pitch to Trey Turner for 1 batter or something.
It's the slider in there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Oh, no shot that got through.
Finds
Oh,
its way through for
that
a
is such a bad swing, and it's a leadoff single. Dang. He's thinking about what to do here. He probably knows I want to make a move, so he's probably thinking about Reynolds. And if it is Reynolds, we'll just leave Chapman in because Reynolds is worse versus lefties. There's a lot going on this game. I'm kind of stressed.
Pinch hitter,
Yeah, he did go Reynolds, so this is still great for us. It means the only bench bats he has left are righties, so
Ryne Reynolds.
next pinch hit, we just make sure we have a righty on the mound, and he has to hit at a disadvantage.
line
Get foul.
drive, and
Oh
that's
my
just
god,
foul.
great swing.
Seager on at first, nobody out. Next offering is fouled back.
Double play would be massive here. Ah,
Softly hit to
we gotta go to
third.
first, I guess. I don't know what that animation
Switch it to
was.
first. That's the first out, the top
That
of
was
the
weird. Okay.
Good two-seam action right there.
We go righty here now, I think. Yeah, we have to with Trey.
The batter number
Now
6.
time called.
Second base.
And we want Cishek. We're not really in a position to kind of just throw Clase out there and be carefree.
On to pitch here.
Trust Cishek a lot more, so.
Second to deal with. He'll do his best to keep him there. Turner stands in now and watches strike 1.
Wow, really? Okay, well, I'm happy he missed that. That's an interesting decision. Because there's already one out. It'd be a lot better if there was nobody out. And then he overcompensates and chase. I don't know what was going through his head that at bat. I'll take it, though. Drag bunting there's a lot better with nobody out. Because if you bunt him over to... if you make an out, it's still a bunt over to third with one out. But in that case, it would have been a bunt over to third with two outs. Which doesn't have a lot of upside. And we escape. We got Jock out with a pitch I told myself I would stop throwing. A misplay there. Luckily, he popped it out. That was actually a super disrespectful pitch in hindsight. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but it's literally the pitch he hit out with Jock for his last 2 runs. Just went autopilot there. It's actually so bad. Got bailed out. All right, Devin Williams now. Let's check his bullpen as well, see what his arms are looking like since he's burned a lot of them. Dibble, Britton, Miller, Cishek. So pretty balanced still. No telling what we might see. Next inning we go lefty for sure. And I want Britton. I want my high leverage lefty since we're getting into the 8th. Ideally we close this game out with Britton and then Williams when we get to that part of the lineup again that we just pitched through. Williams is kind of similar to Ottavino, and then I got to be really careful about cutters outside, right on right. So slow pitches out are a bit tough for me. Early in the count, I don't really want any part of him. He's gone inside twice, though. Kind of weird. People usually throw screwballs with 2 strikes with this card as well. He went fastball up and in, which we turned on and lined out. Unfortunately. Just realized I was talking about Soto being in left earlier, and it's actually Jock. Same thing, though. That's a pretty tough out to make to lead off this inning, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Especially when we need momentum. That is a rough start. I've never seen somebody throw so many 4-seamers with Devin Williams. This guy has pitched very unique with cards throughout this game. Very atypical sequencing going on. Literally 4 4-seamers there. Just missed again. 2 down. I mean, I don't even know what to say or how to counter it. It's just weird. I'm taking one really good swing and one decent swing as well. That's the pitch I want to lay off of early. It's just so hard to make solid contact on it with good timing. Gotta be weary of the screwball here. I'd be very shocked if he went to the 4-seam again. Got me swinging early, though. Great pitch. We go 1-2-3 when we didn't want to. And we are slowly choking this game away. Hopefully Britton can come through for us here.
Leading off for the win surge, the center fielder, Mike Trout.
And I'm going to go to him right away. Trout just crushes righties. I'd rather play the attributes. We get Hater up. I just paused when he was R2ing. Oh, they fixed that bug, I think. Usually when you pause when they're R2ing, it just stays on your screen forever, which is really annoying. I'm glad it didn't. All right, pitching with Britton. 3 fastballs, all can be thrown differently. Kind of hard to square up the 4-seam. The 2-seam can be thrown high with no par penalty, whereas the sinker cannot. So in general, better to throw sinkers low and 2-seamers up with this card. And then obviously, depending on their bat speed, I like pitching ahead with fastballs and then throwing sliders, or the opposite, depending on what they're looking for. This guy's bat speed is so fast right now. Makes me want to kind of spam sliders for a bit. I don't know how that's fouled. Okay, it wasn't. I thought he pulled it foul. Yeah, his bat speed is just so fast there. I don't know if he's pressing or what, but we'll stick with the sliders for now. He's early there. Still. Mullins makes the play. Whew. Sometimes they drop the ball on those. So I'll consider myself lucky there. And Zach Britton's slider spam is probably not what you were expecting when you clicked on this video, but this is what we're doing because I think it's going to work. And now we'll hit him with the triple up hesitation here. I like doing this. If I throw the same pitch 3 times in a row, I like kind of hesitating and waiting just a little bit longer than I did on the first 2. For some reason, it subconsciously implies that you're throwing a different pitch, and we get him to chase. So that's an example of, obviously, Britton's a fireballer, right? You want him for the sinker, but our opponent was just sitting on it so hard that I just have to make that adjustment. So very, very weird spamming sliders with Britton. I didn't even really feel good doing it, but we got the outs. Had the right read on our opponent. That's what matters. All right, we desperately need insurance runs here. First couple of changeups I've seen from him with Devin, so maybe he's trying to mix it up this inning, go with something completely different. Just kidding, he went 4-seamer again. So that's kind of what we're sitting on now against Devin. We'll see if he pulls him soon, but based on how this guy's been pitching so far, I'm just sitting 4-seam fastball now. Because he's made it pretty obvious that that's what he wants to throw. That's a little bit outside. I'm going to pinch run here, actually. I really should work on my bench. I was like, I can pinch run for Justice with someone fast that plays good defense, and then it's also a defensive substitution. But the best one's like J-Ram. J-Ram probably plays better defense than Justice, right? And I won't need the pinch hit. I'll just go Pujols or play the matchup with Sheffield Soto. All right, we'll go Ramirez pinch runner. I wish I had someone different, like Trey Turner would be insane or something, but still think this is good.
The 0-1. And that one clips the corner. Ramirez gets his lead at first with nobody out.
Don't want any part of that. Good take. Will he go back to the 4-seam? Haven't seen a screwball once either.
Next one is off the plate, and the count's even at 2.
There it is. We were late side of good. Unfortunately, just off again. Flying out to dead center. Good time for that screwball from him. Good pitching. Haven't seen it once. It's a great spot for it. Still sitting 4-seam though.
First pitch just misses.
I get the vibe. It's just what he wants to throw.
It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle.
Don't want anything to do with that early in the count. Didn't even see it well. Ugh. Just off again, man.
Peterson drifts towards
Nice
it,
little 7-pie/6.
makes the grab, 2 down.
Just missed, man. Good timing. Mechanics, man, just aren't there this game.
The first baseman, number 23. Ty.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
All right, Ty. Put in the gap or something here, dude.
Next offering is
You don't want the outside 4-seam. I want the inside 4-seam.
That hits the dirt, 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
Kicks and deals. That's a strike.
Okay, good pitch. I don't have any clue what he's going to throw here. No idea. He went cutter, and I squared it up. Dead center, gone. Ty France did better than hitting it in the gap. What a massive home run, dude. That is the biggest home run of all time. Wow, huge. Saw enough pitches from Devin, I guess, where I saw the cutter well and saw that it was staying in the zone. We have seen a ton of pitches this inning, this game in general.
And 1-1.
This at-bat's basically irrelevant, by the way, because I'm never taking Britton out with the hitters he has coming up. So if I make an out or if I hit a double, it's kind of the same thing. Although a home run would obviously make a difference.
Next offering is foul.
Fighting for our lives there.
2-2 down.
All right, 3-2. Probably goes four seam. I don't know though. Threw four seam for a ball and I chased. Terrible. Whatever. Get Britton on the mound. Get me this W. He's got Rizzo, Dawson, Seager, and then pinch hitter. So obviously we would have left Britton in even if he got up, because we want lefties for this part of the lineup. And then when he pinch hits righty, we go Devin Williams, and he can't do anything about it. That's assuming Britton doesn't go 1-2-3, which he very well could. We're also going to feature a lot more sinkers here, or a lot more just hard stuff in general. He's probably going to try to make an adjustment from how bad he swung at sliders last inning. And he's probably also a little bit pressing. A little bit rattled, I would say, maybe. So, just going to challenge him for sure. It mixes up on our sequencing from last inning. And hopefully he can get some outs. Unfortunately, that was off the plate and ripped for a single yet again. It's exactly where I want that pitch. Nothing I can do.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for two.
Next offering is in for a
And obviously a double play is huge here, but
first with no outs here.
it's fine if we just get one out.
And
You can see, again, I'm throwing the two-seamers up and the sinker's low or middle. Just because when you try to throw the sinker high, the par grows with a sinker as opposed to the two-seam where it doesn't. Let's try right about here. Little double play ball one time. He was late on it. He's so conscious of the slider that it makes me just not want to throw it at all. Let's try to bury a sinker. Good take. And we'll go two-seam up now. It's late again. Just can't put him away. We will go slider in on the feet here. He may be making the adjustment. And he did, but he fouled it. Ugh. So many very early, very lates fouled this at bat. It's very tough. Making a lot of good pitches. That's an insane take. Are you kidding me? Okay. Go ahead and hit it. Bounce it to second. Can we turn this? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Great pitching from Zach. We get the left-on-left matchup here. 2 outs in the ninth. Gigantic double play.
Shortstop, Corey Seager.
In there for strike one.
Definitely not a pitch location you're expecting up there as a hitter when you know the guy's got a good sinker ball. If he can get in that location, boy, you've got to look top to bottom, and that's going to make it very difficult to hit.
Hitting Britton left on left is so hard, man.
Misses, and the count 2-1. Next offering clips the zone.
This card is so good. Dear Lord. Absolute dot. Beautiful. Ty France for the W. We get the win 8-4. Honestly, pretty amazing gameplay. I mean, we really didn't hit well mechanically aside from the Ty France home run at the very end. A lot of our early scoring was just playing the game the right way, making the right decisions as a player, not even the fact of putting bat on ball. So we get the win. We're up to 867, 2 wins away from World Series if we don't lose. An hour and 4 minutes in. If you have made it this far, you are an absolute champ. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you guys learned some stuff. Really good gameplay to learn a lot from, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.